Note from the channeler, normally I don't do private channelings, but a friend of mine asked me to do one for him. This advice is for him specifically, and while I think others may benefit from this message as well, ultimately it's advice for one specific person and not general advice. Also, if you have any medical conditions, please go see a doctor or similar. This message is not a substitute for seeing a doctor or psychologist or similar if you need to.
Question: I write to you today because I really don't know who to turn to. I don't know if anyone else would understand. Do you remember the negative experience I had with magic mushrooms a few months back that I told you about? Well, I think I've improved a lot, as I mentioned to you, but one thing I still notice is that when I meditate for longer than 20 minutes or so, with deep breathing and sound frequencies, I notice a level of anxiety kick in, weakness, and negative thoughts, which keep me from sleeping, and this happened last night. I even woke up at about 4:30 a.m. this morning and could not fall back asleep.
Answer: My dearest brother. This is Hakann speaking. Thank you for sending the email. I know that asking for help takes some courage, and so you have my respect. Fortunately, nothing is permanently broken or damaged. However, unfortunately, the magic mushrooms have peeled away a few layers a bit more quickly than was ideal. It's good that those layers were peeled away, but not at this speed. That is why old unresolved emotional pain is now causing this turmoil in your life. This effect is strengthened because the energies are so high on Earth right now that old pain is pushier than ever and it demands attention and resolution. You'll stop experiencing this challenging turmoil once you have resolved the underlying emotional pain. Eventually this period may very well lead you to a deeper peace of mind. You're not uniquely flawed for having old unresolved pain. Almost everyone on Earth does. Someone without old pain and without illusions would literally be able to fly or teleport. As you know, very few Earth humans can do that, at this moment in time. In fact, the channeler currently is also experiencing sleep problems due to old unresolved pain. You are not alone. I would advise you to do the following. First of all, I would like to invite you to say out loud, wise and benevolent beings, forces and aspects of existence, please help me and please continue helping me, in accordance with the highest divine blueprint. Thank you. Now. You can also use your own words, but the part in accordance with the highest divine blueprint is critical. Second, make sure that you eat enough carbohydrates. That helps with your emotional state. Fruit juice and rice are great. Potatoes are good too for most people. For some people gluten are fine and other people should avoid things like bread. You can test this out yourself. Any meal that makes you feel lethargic a few hours afterwards is a meal that you should reconsider, even if it's healthy on paper. Something along the lines of the traditional Asian diet is healthy: lots of white rice, some fruit and veggies and a very small amount of fats and proteins. This high carb, low fat, low protein way of eating is what led to the stereotype of Asians being slim, living long, being healthy, having enough energy to work hard and be good at maths. Most Westerners eat less carbs, and less fruit in particular, and more fats and proteins than we would recommend. If you keep your fat intake very low, about 15 grams of fat for the entire day, then eating lots of carbs will eventually lead to your weight stabilizing at a healthy level. That said, you could gain a bit of weight initially as a high carb intake allows your body to store more water and glycogen, but this is not additional fat, this is water weight and glycogen weight. That's healthy. Your body also won't store an infinite amount of water or glycogen. Third, if meditating for more than 20 minutes currently means that you become so anxious that you do not sleep well, then at this moment I would not meditate for more than 20 minutes. Instead, I would spend that other time walking outside or sitting in nature or listening to the right music. I would confront your pain when you are together with a spiritual healer. It's courageous to confront these feelings, but it's wise to do that together with a spiritual healer. Fourth, I would visit a spiritual healer. If your own intuition guides you towards one, then you can follow that. If not, I suggest finding one by Googling completion process. This completion process is challenging and tiring and intensive, but it can also be very healing, and it's the kind of heavy ammunition method that I think you would benefit from. I also think you have what it takes to use a pretty challenging process like this one. Note that some of the completion process practitioners offer online services, if physically visiting one is not convenient. The prices they charge also vary widely. I do think this is important and worth spending the time and money on. The completion process was developed by Teal Swan, and she actually said a number of things that I disagree with, and she also sometimes behaves in ways that I disagree with. That said, her completion process itself is still excellent and I recommend it. I hope this helps. We're sending you our love and light. Your star brother, Hakann.